Ever had a painful run-in with your bike pedals? We might have found the solution. Today, we're looking at pedals that won't hurt you. Yes, you heard that right. No more scrapes or cuts on your shins. These new pedals are changing how we think about bike safety. Curious? Let's dive into our review of the Intrinsic Bumper Pedal set and see if they live up to the hype. When we received the Intrinsic Bumper Pedal set, we were eager to see what was inside. The packaging is simple but effective. Inside the box, we found the pedals, a sticker, and a set of instructions. It's a no-frills presentation, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Let's talk about the pedals themselves. At first glance, they're quite different from traditional bike pedals. Instead of metal spikes or hard plastic, these pedals are covered in a durable foam material. It's an unusual sight if you're used to standard pedals. The foam covering isn't just on the edges. It wraps around the entire pedal, including the sides and back. This design choice is clearly aimed at addressing the common problem of pedal-related injuries. We also noticed a strip of grip tape on the top surface of each pedal. This is a smart addition that should help keep your feet in place while riding. In terms of weight, these pedals feel substantial. They're not overly heavy, but they have a solid feel that suggests quality construction. The weight is comparable to mid-range metal pedals, which is impressive considering the foam exterior. Compared to other pedals on the market, the Intrinsic Bumper Pedals are much better for their focus on safety. While most pedals prioritize grip and durability, these pedals add comfort and injury prevention to the mix. The build quality seems good at first inspection. The foam covering is firmly attached, and there are no visible seams or weak points. The reflectors are built into the foam, which is a nice touch for visibility. Overall, our first impressions are positive. The pedals look well made, and their unique design certainly piques our interest. But as we all know, the real test comes when we put them on the bike and hit the road. Moving on to the installation process. If you've ever changed pedals before, you'll find this process familiar. If you're new to it, don't worry, it's straightforward. First, you'll need to determine which size pedals you need. The Intrinsic Bumper Pedals come in two sizes, standard 9/16 inch and vintage 1/2 inch. Most modern bikes use the standard size. However, some older bikes, beach cruisers, or kids' bikes might use the vintage size. Check your existing pedals or consult your bike's manual if you're unsure. To install the pedals, you'll need an adjustable wrench. That's it. No special tools are required. This is a plus for home mechanics or those who don't want to invest in bike-specific tools. Start by removing our old pedals. Remember, the right pedal loosens counterclockwise, but the left pedal loosens clockwise. It's a common point of confusion, so keep it in mind. Once the old pedals are off, take a look at your new Intrinsic Bumper Pedals. Apply a small amount of grease to the threads of each pedal. This will make future removal easier and prevent any annoying creaks. Thread the pedals into the crank arms by hand at first. The right pedal tightens clockwise, the left counterclockwise. Once they're hand tight, use your adjustable wrench to give them a final tighten. We found the installation process to be smooth and hassle-free. The threads on our test pedals were clean and properly machined, which isn't always the case with budget pedals. The whole process took us about 10 minutes, and that included removing the old pedals. If you're new to this, it might take a bit longer, but it's still a quick job. One thing to note is while the foam covering protects your legs from the pedal, it also makes it a bit trickier to get a grip with your wrench. It's not a major issue, just something to be aware of. Overall, we'd rate the installation process as very easy. It's no more complicated than installing standard pedals, and the clear instructions provided are helpful for beginners. Now for the part you've been waiting for. How do these pedals perform on an actual ride? We've put them through their paces in various conditions, and we have some thoughts to share. Let's start with grip. The top surface of the pedals features a strip of grip tape, similar to what you might find on a skateboard. This provides excellent traction for your shoes. We tested it with different types of footwear, from regular sneakers to cycling shoes, and found consistent performance across the board. Even in wet conditions, the grip holds up well. The manufacturer claims less than 10% loss of grip when wet, and our experience supports this. We rode through some light rain and didn't notice any significant decrease in foot traction. The platform size of these pedals feels just right. They provide a stable base for your foot without being overly large or bulky. If you're coming from narrow road pedals, you might find these a bit wider, but most riders will likely appreciate the added stability. Now, let's mention it's the foam covering. This is the Intrinsic Bumper Pedals key point, and we were curious to see how it would affect the ride. First and foremost, it does what it promises. It prevents injuries. We tested this by intentionally knocking our shins and calves against the pedals. Where a traditional pedal would have left scrapes or cuts, the bumper pedals just bounced off harmlessly. This safety feature isn't just for on-bike use. If you've ever had to carry your bike upstairs or load it onto a car rack, you know how easy it is to bang your leg on the pedals. With these, that's no longer a concern. But how does the foam affect pedaling? Surprisingly little. The foam is firm enough that you don't feel like you're losing any power transfer. The pedals still feel solid underfoot, and we didn't notice any sponginess or give when pushing hard. The weight of the pedals is well balanced. They're not the lightest pedals on the market, but they're far from the heaviest. Unless you're a competitive racer counting every gram, the weight shouldn't be an issue. Durability is always a concern with new designs, especially those involving non-traditional materials. We've been using these pedals for several weeks now, and they're holding up well. The foam shows no signs of tearing or coming loose, and the grip tape is still firmly attached. That said, we do wonder about long-term durability. Will the foam start to break down after months or years of use? Only time will tell, but so far, we're impressed with how well they're holding up. Compared to traditional pedals, the Intrinsic Bumper Pedals offer a unique blend of safety and performance. They may not be the choice for hardcore mountain bikers or road racers, but for commuters, casual riders, and anyone prioritizing comfort and safety, they're an excellent option. One unexpected benefit we noticed was reduced wear and tear on our shoes. The softer surface of these pedals seems to be gentler on shoe soles compared to aggressive metal pedals. We also appreciated the built-in reflectors. They're not a substitute for proper bike lights, but they do add an extra element of visibility, which is always welcome for safety-conscious cyclists. After extensive testing, we feel confident in recommending the Intrinsic Bumper Pedal set. They deliver on their promises of enhanced safety and comfort without significantly compromising performance. These pedals shine in urban environments for commuters and casual riders. The injury prevention aspect alone makes them worth considering if you've ever had a painful encounter with traditional pedals. Considering the unique benefits they offer, we believe these pedals provide good value for money. They're not just a pedal, they're an investment in a more comfortable and safer cycling experience. If you've been put off cycling due to fears of injury, or if you're simply looking for a more forgiving ride, give these pedals a try. They might just change the way you think about bike pedals. So, that's our review of the Intrinsic Cycles Bumper Pedal Set. If you have any questions or thoughts about these pedals, drop a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more reviews and cycling tips. Until next time, keep riding safe.